Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another night of the Canadian Dota League, broadcasting tonight for Titanic Tuesday. With me, as always, is my good buddy 3PL. 3PL, how you doing this evening? That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight, casting at EXP Bar in downtown Vancouver area, and this is exciting. Is it not? It's... Yeah, that's right. Who board is a Kanban board. A Kanban board basically lets you deal with your issues in a much better way when it comes to using GitHub. I don't know if you've ever used GitHub. It's a resource management system that you can use to upload code. And WhoBoard is just a fantastic way of visualizing your card-based system instead of actually having to write out placards or anything like that. So check out whoboard.com. That's HUBOARD.com. And it's a really awesome program. So that being said, I've got a game starting here in about 1 second. Let's go ahead and jump into this one. How's that sound? Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, Titanic Tuesday is where we go in and cast random games. That's right, we're going to basically be casting a bunch of people who've never played together. There could be a few folks who may have queued up together. We don't really know, but it's a great chance to get an idea of how regular people play the game. And what's great is it's a pub match at a pub. And that's what we're doing tonight. So this game is just about to start. We hope. Is it glorious? Still have about 1 minute and 8 seconds. Looks like we're lagging behind on having someone join, and I think that actually got canceled out, so we'll find a different game to jump into real fast. And let's see here. Here's one. I think I've got a good one. It starts here in about 30 seconds. Excellent. Yeah, there's a couple of hero picks out already, too, so it looks as if that game has actually successfully started, so that'll be a great one. Yeah, so we're going to be in Seattle doing a lot of different things for the International 3. Should be a lot of fun. Going to, of course, be getting hopefully some nifty swag we can send out to you, the watcher, for participating in various Canadian Dota League tournaments and contests that we have. On top of that, we're going to hopefully be doing some interviews with players if we can, and also some of the voice actors and such. If you want to follow me in, I think I've got one here. Yeah, it's starting up right now. Oh, I'm getting a disconnection, actually. I'm not certain if that's actually me related. I don't think so. All right, I think I'm back in here, so. Yeah, it looks as if there are two people yet to pick. We may see a pause in this game. We'll go through and take a look at some of the items, starting with the Radiant team. Looking at Lion there, kind of a basic build, has some GG branches, nothing really significant. Pudge right now with a couple gauntlets, getting his strength up for that damage. Looks like Lich was chosen last for the Radiant side, and Tiny was chosen up top on the Dire side. Indeed. So Naga Siren here has something kind of interesting. If you go take a look at her, she's down bottom, is yellow. But right off the bat, she's got a Quelling Blade as well as a Stout Shield. And this tells me that this may be a player who doesn't necessarily understand that you don't need both of those. Typically, you only need to actually get one or the other. The Quelling Blade being a wonderful item to secure those last hits in the lane, but the Stout Shield being something to help you survive a little bit longer. Typically, you only need one or the other. You don't actually need both. She does have a lot of survivability, though, so we'll see how that works out for her. We'll see Stark's here heading into the middle lane. I don't think so. He's just doing a little... Yeah, I think... We have a first blood already, actually. By the hair of his chinny chin chin did he get away there, didn't he? And we're going to see first blood on Darkseer here, I think. There it is. An incredibly aggressive early game. Well, that happens, but at least it confirms that my lag is not based on what's happening with me, so... You know, I think that Pudge hit Darkseer so hard. I know. You know, I severely doubt there is, but if anybody out there from Valve is watching right now, you may want to increase your server capacity here for lonely little casters like us. I don't know. It's a plea. I've got a game here we can jump into. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into there. We'll see if this one actually goes through. Us. Yeah. But you know, that's alright. People are just getting a little bit of extra donors right now. Honestly, I don't know if you've been watching the international, the build-up to the international that's been going on right now, but some of these games, especially a lot of the Navi games that have been going on, have had up to 190,000 plus people watching the matches. Just an incredible amount of folks watching. So, doesn't surprise me that they may be a little bit pegged. Were you able to hop into that one? Okay, yeah. Couple choices out already. Go ahead and let you know what we have thus far. The Radiant side has a Darkseer, an Undying, and a Wisp choice. Very strong support Wisp there. And then we have, for the Dire side, we have a Puck and an Omni Knight. This place is definitely cool. If you're in the Vancouver area, hop on by at some point. If not tonight, then at some time come in here and check it out. I mean, the food is delicious. They had a very crisp beer, and I love the They have this one monitor. All right, looks like you were able to pop in. Axe chosen up on the dire side. Weaver also chosen on the dire side. They're building their items right now. Looks like an Enigma. Sniper chosen and a puck disconnection. all the sound in the background. Well, so let's talk about what we see thus far just from these team compositions here. Right off the bat, I noticed that we have a really strong AoE team on the Radiant side. Enigma popping out his ultimate, of course, just an absolutely nasty, nasty ability here when the game hits around that middle game to late game. A black hole being able to suck in everybody on the dire side. Undying will also be able to contribute to the AoE damage. It's going to be especially nasty having a tombstone combination with that black hole. On top of that, his decay ability will be able to pop in. You know, it's an AoE, basically a circle target. And then to top it all off, you've got Darkseer, who's going to pop out his wall of replica and also be able to suck people back in with that vacuum inside of the tombstone. So it's got a pretty nasty group of AoEs there. Sniper kind of has a bit of AoE, but he's just a nasty single target damage ability type hero. That being said, you've got a lot of control on the dire side. Well, I guess you have a little bit of control. You've got the arrows, you've got Puck's AoE and his silence as well. Puck's ultimate being able to stun an AoE, and Axe being able to taunt. Very strong tank hero Axe. Right. Yeah, and you'll see with a lot of newer players, they don't know how to respond to the wall of replica, so they'll sit there and kind of auto-attack it. They're not paying attention. Basically, they're not microing their creeps well enough. So it is possible in the meantime I can probably look for a different game real fast, too. This one does not seem to be starting. Here's one. I'm going to pop over here and check this one out just real fast. This happens on Titanic Tuesday, I've noticed, more than anything else, which is fine. It's this public matches. You get people who disconnect and don't come back. It's very polite of the Radiant team to pause that long, I'll tell you that. Is that French? Okay. Well, I did pop into one over here, and the picking phase is almost complete. It's an all-pick match. I do see a disconnection already, though, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we can find one. Let's see. Still have a minute and 19 before they start, so. Radiant has fully chosen, though. Yeah, I've got another one queued up here just in case we need it. Oh, looks like he's back, so you should be able to pop into this one all right. Oh, excellent, excellent. Radiant side, we've got a Timbersaw, Bloodseeker, Outroll Devour heading bottom, a Bristleback with him, and a Marana as well. It's a really, really strong and nasty team there. Lots of carries, though, so we'll see how that works out between them. I don't know if that's a safe thing to do. We don't really want to kill anybody tonight. And by the way, we have a game going right now, so this is looking great. Already in the middle, we've got a pretty aggressive Razor. Looking at these teams, neither of them really have a lot of synergy. Oh, you'll notice it's not really a tri-lane. I think that Axe is probably just going to end up staying in the jungle, but right now it's actually effectively a tri-lane going on up there with Axe hitting those creeps right now, getting some kills, and pulling the lane. Looks like Shadow Shaman was taking a little bit of damage there. He's actually less than half right now. Razor took a beating in the middle. So out of these heroes that you're seeing right now, any of these heroes you actively play at all? Fantastic dog work there, yeah. Although Clockwork is in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, he's kind of limited in what he can do right now, especially when that lane pull's going on. If you head down, towards Bloodseeker, you'll notice that he's actually double pulling the lane. This is an incredibly effective technique here. I've seen this, especially in a lot of the pre-matches for the International. What they do is they pull that top lane as well, so they most definitely get some creep kills, or they basically kill an entire lane, preventing Clockwork from getting any sort of experience. And he did manage to hit level 4. Why don't you go ahead and open up the last hits and denies graph? That'd be great to have that open on the left over there. Clockwork down bottom is in a lot of trouble, taking a ton of damage here from Outroll Devour. Yeah, it was a little bit late on that Astral Imprisonment. Axe is doing a fantastic job in that jungle right now, wandering around and getting a lot of experience. Looks as if there's a haste rune down bottom, and I think Razor's heading for that, actually. see Shadow Fiend over here in the top lane, a little bit overextended here. A single arrow could actually pin him down. Surprised she doesn't kick that out. It's really all she needs is to do a stun arrow right now. She should probably use it. Yeah, there it go. Up, and it was a miss. Actually, it managed to hit Shadow Shaman from behind. Here comes Axe as well, so there's a lot of damage being kicked out here against Mirana. She manages to jump away, though, and that Battle Hunger is not leveled up enough that I think it's going to actually manage to kill her. And four people over there on the Dire side. Just not enough scouting ability there on the Radiant. Notice that the Radiant has no wards up right now, so they have absolutely no map control. You know, he keeps running from that Razor ability, which really doesn't affect him too much. It more affects Razor and his damage, but Timbersaw is mostly a caster. I don't think he really needs to worry about it too much. He could probably do a lot of damage. He definitely wants to get that ultimate kicked out, though. Yes, they are. Axe especially, just owning up that jungle. Although he got a little close there, a little toasty. Nearly dropped to some neutral creeps. Well, if you look, Mirana is actually way more starved than Clockwork right now. I mean, Clockwork is level 7, so he's not doing too terribly up there. Mirana, however, taking a lot of pressure. I mean, Axe came down from the jungle. Shadow Fiend is level 6 up there, getting a lot of farm, too. I mean, he's at 38 last hits right now. Yeah. It's possible he may try to go down bottom, see if he can help out a bit. Looks like you're doing okay in the jungle right now. Not nearly as solid as Axe, but a big part of that was Axe getting that early first blood kill. The tail of the tape here, by the way, is going to be Shadow Fiend. I mean, farm on Shadow Fiend is disgusting. Take a look real fast. If you click on Bristleback, even though he's dead up at the top, you'll notice that he's actually leveling Bristleback back. Wow, what a tough name to say. Bristleback incorrectly. And what I mean by that is, first off, you really don't need that many points in the Glow Spray if you absolutely want to level the Bristleback ability. That's why he's named Bristleback. It's an amazing ability. It protects you, gives you a ton of extra damage, as well as protection. Anna Mirano popped out. She managed to hit level 6 in the meantime, so she did drop, however, to Axe's Battle Hunger. If you find yourself playing Bristleback, you don't know how to play him, believe me, you most definitely want to level his Bristleback ability. It's what gives him all of his defense and makes him such a tanky hero. Well, that Culling Blade came crushing down on him, and that's all she wrote. Culling Blade, of course, being able to instantly kill you if you have less than 300 hit points, so... Oh, yeah.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
She could probably... Well, I don't know, with that tower dropping so fast, but...
Tower has fallen.
Yeah. She's actually gonna drop. You notice how he's taking so much damage there? That's because of not having that bristleback ability. Shadow Fiend absolutely rocked him with that Shadow Raise. Razor also getting a lot of farm in this game right now. And look at those denies. 16 denies against, I mean, essentially none. It's a hard lane for Timbersaw there. Axe has already snagged a Hood of Defiance. He's wielding that thing, giving him some extra protection against spells. May see that transition into a pipe a little bit later on. So Murata managed to die there to Axe because Shadow Rays from Shadow Fiend crashed right into her. She did not have enough hit points to survive the damage over time ability.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Indeed. Take a look at Outworld Devour real fast. Not really leveling him correctly either. You don't need as many points in Ascentor as he's dropped thus far. Click on over to him real fast, Outworld Devour, and take a look at those abilities that he's got.
So we were discussing earlier about you maybe having to slide up for a bit. That's going to happen soon. Yeah. Next time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's basically got a free lane up here. Nobody's contesting him, and he's just farming away. Oh wow, that flare came in, if you saw that, and popped Outworld Devour. Excellent flare there by Clockwork. He's in a lot of trouble though. Here comes Timber. Yep. Timbersaw managed to. Actually, no, it was Bloodseeker who finished him off with a Rupture.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, well, the double damage isn't really going to affect him too much since he's mostly a caster type.
Middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
EXP bar tonight, by the way, completely packed. I mean, this place is filled to the brim right now. Very cool. I'm surprised he didn't cast that on himself. I think that he may have meant to, but definitely not using it on the right person. I think we're going to see the last of the Tier 1 towers drop for the Radiant side here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Shadow Fiend already has his Shadow Blade, so look how fast his attack speed is. Only 14 minutes in right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Right.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Razor in some trouble now. That arrow does not manage to go off, though. Two in the middle. Like 16 minutes in. And once again, a lot of this tail of the tape, Shadow Fiend being able to free farm without any assistance. Murata just had no help up top whatsoever for the first 8 minutes of gameplay. And we're going to see the first Tier 2 tower drop now from the Radiant team. Well, I don't think he's actually the priority for a number of reasons. I think that he's your priority for astral imprisonment. I think you want to shut him down and get him out of the game. Priority for kill, I think, is actually going to be Clockwork. Clockwork managed to actually secure 3 of those kills. It wasn't that static field that finished him off. It was actually the battery power, the battery assault, slamming into them. On top of that, his hook shots have been fantastic. He's hook shot in. He's used some incredibly strategic power talks. There's a Roshan going on right now, by the way, on the Dire side. And once again, Radiant team has no vision whatsoever. Cannot stress enough, even if you're playing in a match like this, when it's a random match, you don't know people, buy some wards. You need to have that vision.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Has that Aegis. He's coming back up now. And here comes an ultimate. Oh, nope, he actually decided not to cast it. And Bloodseeker can do nothing despite the fact that... Oh, goodness. Yeah, Bloodseeker's in a lot of trouble here. Instead of a pig-like state, yes, a chicken, duck-like state.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think he died fairly early in that match, a little fight. And I think that this one is probably over already. I mean, just an absolutely cohesive Dire team working together, getting some solid kills. Not a lot of cohesion on the Radiant side. I was surprised they had Bloodseeker jungling. He's typically a really strong mid-hero. Alrighty here. Looks like the Radiant's going to try to maybe get together. And you'll notice if you go look through the items, I mean, just nobody has anything on the Radiant side here. It's been pretty much even ganks and kills on every single one of them. With the exception of Outworld Devourer and Bloodseeker. I mean, Murata has dropped 5 times already. That's incredible. That's once every 4 minutes there, 3PO. No, we've all had those matches, right? Yeah, at this point in the match, you're really going to need a lot more cohesion on the Radiant side, and they really need to pick up some boards to start seeing where these players are. They have no idea of where anywhere on the Dire is. And what? And once again, almost a complete team wipe there. Owl Devour just not in the fight at all. And I think at this point, typically we see on Titanic Tuesday is the other team's just going to give up. I think their morale has been beaten in. That's 2 towers dropped. Yeah. There's just nothing they can do right now. Shadow Fiend is way too well fed. Razor as well. Both of them rocking 133 and 105 blast hits together. Didn't actually manage to get that tier 3 quite yet. They may turn around here, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. You'll notice that Shadow Fiend picked up some boots of travel, and he's also heading towards a BKB right now, giving him a little bit more protection. Bloodseeker completely just, I mean, I don't even know. Just, yes. Yeah. A world of pain, one might say. And really just superior warding by the Dire team in this match. You'll notice right now that they've got a really deep ward down bottom. At first tier 3 finally dropping. They looks like they smoked up here for the Radiant side, and now they're using Mirana Ultimate. Not quite certain what they plan on doing with that. They've caught Shadow Fiend right now. He's actually trying to run away. Now he's caught inside Timber Chain, and he's going to drop, actually, to Timber Saw as well as a Bloodseeker. And he's got the boots of travel, too, so he's going to be back here in this fight in just a couple of seconds. And the first Rexes have fallen down bottom. Yeah, they've definitely given up at this point, I think. No, you need a Nature's Prophet for that to really succeed. Some solid gameplay by Axe in this entire match. Really watching that map, getting a lot of awesome kills early on, which is exactly what a jungler should be doing. And we're going to see the next round of Barracks' fall. The Radiant team has just completely given up at this point. Yeah, my favorite thing to do is to push you into it, I must confess. Before snap, yeah. It's really just a deep Dota tradition, you know? For for the Radiant side, you grab some popcorn, maybe head to the restroom real fast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
To my ancestors, I return.
So I think at that late in the game, it was already over. I think that the big thing that happened here was a lot of mispositioning early on. And on top of that, just not a lot of team play by the Radiant side. And by not a lot, I mean not at all. There weren't any ganks. Bloodseeker was in the jungle instead of in the middle, where he could actually have some really good ganks with people. The game was lost very early on. And I think it's also seen with the choices of the various heroes. A lot of carries, not a lot of supporting, no ward purchasing by the Radiant side, just no team cohesion. And this is what's going to happen. You know, when you're playing in a random match, you're going to have a lot of players who may not necessarily work with you. One of the best things to do is, even if you love playing a carry, try going as support, try getting some wards, try to communicate with your team a little bit more. On top of that, there was some misleveling. Bristleback, for instance, did not level correctly at all. I'll just say that outright. I mean, you really want to get that Bristleback ability. The damage reduction on it alone is fantastic. It gives him a significant amount of extra damage, and the goo and the snot doesn't really do that much for you until later in the game. On top of that, Outworld Devourer didn't pick up his Arcane Orb until significantly later in the match. So just a lot of misplay and misleveling on the part of the Radiant side, which I think led to a very early demise. And this match was over, if you recall, at about 14-15 minutes in, the first team fight happened. And that would be the match. You know, it's gonna happen, I think. It's, yeah, and I mean, there's one, you can't do anything with the server drafts, so that's the way of it. So, you know, we usually have a tradition here. By the way, congratulations, you did not refer to Murata as Luna at all. There was not a single shot picked out. Well, if you are at EXP Bar tonight, be sure to go ahead and tip well. Be sure you also go ahead and maybe buy a round for your friends, buy a round for us. Heck, we don't care. But what a fantastic place here. So very, very cool. So who's going to be your pro of the night? Who was your main man? Yeah, I I almost want to go with Razor a bit, but actually, no, you know what? Clockwork. I thought Clockwork was doing an awesome job. He had a really tough lane, still managed to actually gain some experience, get a lot of early kills, too, and was just clutch in team play. I thought he was playing really well. What about your Darwin Award? Who's that going out to? Mm-hmm. Mine was going to go to Bristleback there. I mean, again, the character's named after the ability. You definitely want to level into it. He wasn't really doing anything. He kind of jumped in and just managed to die a bunch. So it was kind of frustrating to watch him play. As a person who really loves Bristleback, I mean, this is an excellent tank that you can have. So that being said, well, best of luck to these people in the future. Hopefully they'll manage to actually maybe watch some videos, get involved a little bit more, and see how they can improve their gameplay on that Radiant side. Again, I would say one of the tails of the tape here, not countering Shadow Fiend at all, and no wards. And they had no vision, no wards the entire time. So, indeed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. And this is Tamos Lives.